I'm Sheryl Smith with Smith Real Estate Services, part of Keller Williams in Folsom, California. I am a real estate broker, and today I'm going to talk to you first-time home buyers. A lot of people are wondering when they get to that point, what can I expect? Well, let me demystify it for you. The first thing that's important for you to determine is, what is your level of motivation? I mean, are you just really kind of just out looking around because you're thinking, well, maybe in 5 years I'll buy a home? Or are you thinking about doing it today? Really understanding what that motivation is will affect the actions that you take. Secondly, you may start looking around. Again, this is going to tie into your motivation. Either way, 90% of the people start their home search on the internet. So you may start driving around neighborhoods. Maybe you see a sign that you call on to get what a price is. Maybe you're looking online to see what prices are in certain neighborhoods. And those are all great things to do at the beginning of your search, because it begins to set a foundation and some basic understanding of what's happening in today's market. The next thing you'll want to do is find a realtor you like. You know, it may be somebody that you already know. It may be someone that maybe you called on a sign and you like that person and you think, you know what, I think I could probably work with them. In either case, you want to find a realtor that A, you like, and B, they're proficient at what they do. If you're already finding that they are doing things that you're unhappy with in the early stages, that may not be the right realtor for you. Or it may be the perfect realtor for you. You just don't understand what kind of is going on, but you're going to get your gut check on that one. Is this an agent I want to work with? The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get a pre-approval letter from a lender. Now, this step is really important, and the reason I say that is because there's a ton of lenders out there. This is not a lender lecture, but it is important for you to know that when offers are coming in, if the seller is unfamiliar with the lender you're using, that could affect how they perceive your offer. So just keep that in mind as you choose a lender. Your chosen realtor may also provide you with information, and you just balance those things. Do I know this person? Am I familiar with this company? Do I not? What's my comfort level? All of that. Next, you're going to finally have a consultation with your realtor. There's no reason to have that consultation until you know how much home can you afford. And in that consultation, you're going to do some very important things that are going to save you time. First of all, that realtor is going to understand what your wants and needs are. That way, when you do get to touring homes, you're not driving up to homes that you would never buy in a million years, because nobody took the time to really understand what you're looking for. The second thing that will occur in that consultation is that we'll be able to understand what's going on in the market today. What's an REO? What's a short sale? What's a traditional listing? And what do all of those things mean to you? Because they're all going to mean different things in terms of what you can expect as the buyer for that property. And finally, you'll learn how to buy successfully in this very complicated market. Finally, you are now going to get in the car and start touring homes with your realtor. Those are going to be homes that most likely you're going to buy. So one thing you're going to want to make sure you have is your checkbook. Because when you find that home that you do want to buy, you will need to put down an earnest money deposit. That earnest money deposit will be left uncashed until the offer is accepted. But the check does need to be there because it is part of the contract. That is, you want to have your checkbook so that when it comes time to make an offer, you can actually make an offer with that check. When you make the offer, you'll want to have not just a check, but also a copy of your pre-approval letter, which you most likely gave your realtor in the consultation, and you also may need current bank statements that show that you do have the money that's going to be the down payment for the home. The next thing that's going to happen as you're writing that offer is there's going to be questions that come up about the contract. The contract's a 10-page contract. There's additional addendums and disclosures that go with it. The agent is there to explain that contract to you, not just fill in the blanks, but if you have questions, make sure your questions are being answered. Then you will have counteroffers that are going back and forth. So your offer goes to the seller, then the seller looks at it and says, well, yeah, I'll take that offer, but I'm going to do it for this price, or I'm willing to do this but not that. So a counteroffer comes from the seller. Your agent will then discuss that counteroffer with you, and you may make a counter to the counter, or you may accept the counter. So understand that counter process is really important, and it's also important to make sure that you have a realtor that understands understands how to negotiate. If they're no good at negotiating, you may not get the deal that you want to get with that home. Next, after you have gone through all of the counter offer stage and both the buyer and seller have signed the contract, you are now in contract on that property. Now, if we're talking about a short sale, there will also be lender approval required. We're not going to get into the details of that, but just know that that will be an additional step. Once you have an accepted offer, escrow is open. Once escrow is open, the next thing, even before escrow is open, you want to contact your lender and let them know that you are in contract on the property so that they can begin their process of ordering the appraisal. They're going to be talking with you about rates and maybe locking in rates or not locking in rates, those kinds of things. So you want to have that conversation with your lender just as soon as you are actually in contract. Additionally, there will be inspections that you will want to get ordered. Most commonly, there's going to be a pest inspection and a home inspection. But if there's anything else that you're interested in, let's say you're wondering about what the boundary lines are on the property. You may want to pay for a surveyor. If you're concerned about the roof, you may want to pay for a roof inspection. So whatever it is you're concerned about, those are inspections that you'll need to take care of within a certain period of time, which is called your investigative period. There will be 3 contingency removals that will be required. One is the inspection contingency removal, which means you've done all of your inspections and now you're saying, yes, I'm either going to move forward with this contract or I'm going to cancel it. The second is the appraisal contingency. The appraisal has now come in. It's confirmed that the appraised value is the same as the price that you're buying, and so that means the appraisal contingency is due. And finally, the loan contingency means that everything's in motion and ready to go with the loan. You won't have the documents yet at this point, but it's pretty clear that you're going to be able to get the documents. There will also be disclosures to be signed during this time. Now, once you get through all of the loan information, then you'll have loan documents to sign. And the bank or escrow company will contact you about signing those documents. Once those documents are signed, they're quite thick, so prepare to spend at least an hour doing that. But once those documents are signed, then they are sent to the escrow company. The escrow company will review the documents, and many times they will have additional things that they will ask for in order to continue with the transaction. It's an annoyance, but be prepared that this is a very common thing that happens. So you provide that extra information. It might be your most recent pay stub. Maybe this has been going on for more than 30 days and they want to see verification of any number of things. What they ask for, they need, or they're not going to give you the money. Once they have everything that they need, then the loan will fund. When the loan funds, then that is communicated to the escrow company, and escrow will then send the notice to the county for the property to be recorded in your name. It is only after there is confirmation that the property has been recorded in your name that you now will receive the keys and you are the owner of that property. Now, you've noticed that as I'm talking about this, I've used escrow quite a bit, and I didn't really talk about them in the process. Escrow is a neutral third-party provider that's responsible for making sure that all of the paperwork and monies are in place in order to meet the needs of what is spelled out in the contract. So they don't work for anyone, they are neutral. That is the buying process, very fast. And if you have any questions, again, I am Sheryl Smith. I am in Folsom, California, and I am easy to reach at 916-282-6399. You can also find us on the web at gemsellssacramento.com. I'm happy to work with you and make it a great day.